Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. I want to talk to you today about two very practical lessons of life. One deals with the human soul, and one deals with economic environments. I want you to first of all notice the truth about the human soul. Look with me with chapter 45, verse 5. Let's start with verse 4. Then Joseph said to his brothers, "Come close to me." When they had done so, he said, "I am your brother Joseph, the one you sold into Egypt. And now do not be distressed and do not be angry with yourselves for selling me here, because it was to save lives that God sent me ahead of you. Do not be angry with yourselves." Now, brothers and sisters, one of the truths I've learned in talking with people with spiritual problems for most of my life now has been that people get mad at themselves. Now, I know that people get mad at God, and I know people get mad at other people. But you watch people get mad at themselves about their own sin. They've done something wrong, and they get mad at themselves. And oftentimes it leads to very self-destructive behavior. Now, if you're one of those people, and you're really mad at yourself over what you've done, would you please forgive yourself? God forgave you. You came to God and asked forgiveness, and God forgave you and forgot. Cast your sin as far as the east is from the west. Wash that sin away in the blood of Christ. Can you forgive yourself? Can you stop being angry at yourself? Can you stop, some of you, hating yourself? Can you forgive yourself? I challenge you today. If you're one of these people that's been walking around mad at yourself over what you've done, would you just sit down today, thank God for His forgiveness, and then forgive yourself? The second truth I want you to see is that economic crisis destroys everything. Economic crisis is like locusts going through a green field. They don't skip anything. They destroy everything. Now, I've lived through economic crisis in my life here in the Philippines on several occasions. And I've watched how great wealth can be wiped out in a matter of weeks. I've watched our peso devalue from 6 to 1 to as high as 52 to 1 at one point in time. People who had money in the bank, their money was worth nothing after all of that. When it was 6 to 1, it looked like they had money. When it's 52 to 1, they're out having to go to work again. Economic crisis wipes out wealth. Now look with me at chapter 45, verse 11. Joseph is very clear to his father. He says, "I will provide for you there, because 5 years of famine are still to come. Otherwise you and your household and all who belong to you will become destitute." Joseph understood the power of economic crisis. He said, there's 5 more years of this famine, and everything the family has will be wiped out. He said, come to Egypt. God has planned for you. Now, there's some verses I write over here next to verse 11. I write chapter 46, verse 34. I write chapter 47, verses 5 to 7, and chapter 47, verse 27. Because in each one of these verses it shows God brought them to the land of Goshen, the best land in Egypt, an area that was never touched by the economic crisis, and there the people of Israel became wealthy and prospered. Now, brothers and sisters, the principle is this. Economic crisis wipes out everybody. The way that we are protected is we obey God, because God has a land of Goshen. God has a place of safety for your family set aside. But if you don't follow Him into the Goshen, and that Goshen might be a business, that Goshen might be a business opportunity, whatever, God has a Goshen for you. But if you don't follow Him into it, everything God has given you will be wiped out. The economic crises are powerful, but God has a land of Goshen waiting for you.